Another important characteristic of a production function is returns to scale. With marginal product, we're increasing one input, holding all other inputs constant. And we'll see eventually that marginal product is always decreasing. But returns to scale refers to what happens when we increase all inputs in our production function. Will we see an increase in output that is large or small relative to the increase in inputs? So as you can see here, if I double my inputs, my question is, will I get more than twice my output? Will I get exactly twice my output, or will I get less than twice the output? Let's do an example. Here we have a production function, again, a Cobb-Douglas production function, and we want to find out what will happen to output if we quadruple our inputs, labor and capital. So I want to know how much output will I get if I quadruple input. So I'm going to compare my output to 4 times my original level of output. So now if I plug 4 times my labor and 4 times my capital into my production function, I'm going to get 4 L to the 1/2 K to the 1/2. And of course, this is the amount of output with my original level of inputs. So at the end of the day, I've got 4Q. And this production function exhibits constant returns to scale because as I quadruple my inputs, I get quadruple the outputs. This question for Cobb-Douglas will depend on the exponents in your production function. These exponents add to 1, meaning that we have constant returns to scale. If the exponents add to more than 1, then my constant here will sum to more than 4, and I will have increasing returns to scale. And if the exponents sum to less than 1, we would have decreasing returns to scale. It's also important to note that with production, the cardinal value, the number value, matters. With utility, we only cared about the trade-off between the two goods, and a utility of 200 or a utility of 2 is somewhat meaningless. But in production, the value of the output matters a lot. Producing 2 units versus 200 units is a big difference. So we care about the number value of the output here, and our constant here is 1, but could be 100. We'll scale production up, and we view the constant in the production function as a measure of technology or productivity of our inputs. The isoquant